A meat lover here. Pork, beef, chicken. I like them all. Did you know that bulgogi is listed in the English dictionary? There's also the famous chimek, chicken and beer, which is the best combo for a night out with friends.
Surrounded by the sea on 3 sides, Korea has a great selection of seafood, from raw fish to piping hot seafood soups. It's mouth-watering just talking about it. The 2 pillars of Korean condiments, gochujang and soy sauce.
Ooh, what do you prefer?
Gochujang. I like anything made with gochujang. In general, Koreans love spicy food.
I prefer the soy sauce base. There's something about the salty and sweet that hits the right spot. I think even those who are trying Korean food for the first time will really like it.
But that's not all.
We can't leave out the street food. If you're in Korea, it's a must try. They are both treats for your eyes and mouth.
How about it? Mouth-watering, right?
Korean food, you've got to try it. Discover a whole new world of flavors.
안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to Friday's edition of The Culture Wave. I'm Kwon-Soa in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment, K-art, K-musicals, K-everything. And we'll do all of that together with our Friday co-host Bella Kim in the studio. Hello, Bella.
Hi, Soa. Happy Friday, Soa.
Happy Friday.
And happy Friday to everyone joining us today on The Culture Wave. I'm Bella, here to co-host and fill you guys in with the latest in K-entertainment.
And we're also joined by Arirang's news features reporter Byun Ye-young. Welcome, Ye-young.
Hi, Ye-young.
Hello, it's great to be back. And happy Friday to our viewers. I'm Byun Ye-young, a news features reporter here at Arirang News.
Now, Ye-young, I heard that today you're going to take us on a trip through time.
That's right, Soa. So it's a journey through 100 years of Korean modern art history, starting from the early 1900s all the way to the late 1990s, which visitors can now enjoy at the Museum of Modern and Contemporary Art in Gwacheon.
So that's 2 exhibitions running at the same time, right?
Exactly, and in one single building. When you look at them both together, it really does feel like you're taking a walk through a century of Korean art. So let's take a look together.
100 years of modern and contemporary Korean art, now in one place. The National Museum of Modern and Contemporary Art in Gwacheon is offering a rare panoramic look at a century of Korean art in an exhibition so large that the museum has separated it into 2 parts, Korean Modern and Contemporary Art 1 and 2. Part 1 covers the early 20th century, a period marked by Korea's rapid modernization, colonial occupation, and national division. Part 2 picks up after the Korean War and traces the evolution of Korean art through post-war reconstruction, industrialization, and democratization. Together, they feature more than 250 key works by over 100 artists, offering a rare panoramic look at a century of Korean art. Visitors say the opportunity to view both exhibitions together is a rewarding experience.
I've been waiting for part 2 because I love modern and contemporary art. I actually saw part 1 of the exhibition before, and I really liked how it was divided by time period. It made things easy to follow. Personally, I love the transition from figurative to abstract art during this era, so it was great to see works by artists like Yoo Young-guk and Lee Sung-ja all in one place.
Both exhibitions have sections called the Artist Room, dedicated to showcasing works by renowned artists such as Kim Hwan-gi and Yoon Hyung-gun. Another highlight is a section that re-examines under-recognized figures.
This section focuses on female modernist artists. These women weren't tied to major art groups or ideologies, but rather they focused on their own unique styles. Their works bring a rich new layer to the male-dominated history of Korean modern and contemporary art.
The exhibition closes with the debut of Sternbound No. 23, a major installation by contemporary artist Ibul. Suspended in air with steel, mirror, and film components, the futuristic piece explores themes of technology, the human body, and utopia.
There's growing interest in Korean culture both at home and abroad, but not many chances to explore the history of Korean art. We hope this exhibition gives visitors a clear, step-by-step look at how Korean art has evolved over the past century.
By presenting parts 1 and 2 side by side, MMCA Kwacheon allows visitors to follow a full arc of Korea's modern artistic transformation, from the days of colonization to modern global expression. The museum says it plans to keep the dual exhibitions running for at least 2 years.
It's very intriguing to see how art goes through transformations based on historical events.
Right. So I get that the exhibitions are divided by before and after the Korean War, but how does a shift in time period actually show in the artwork?
Well, great question, Bella, because I do think it can be difficult for people like me who aren't savvy in art to understand and see the differences right away. So I asked the curator, and she gave us some great pointers. Let's take a listen.
Part 1, which covers the first half of the 20th century, reflects a time of intense historical upheaval. In contrast, Part 2 features works created after Korea became a more stable, modern nation. Seeing the two periods side by side offers a fascinating comparison.
Well, if visitors keep that in mind, it's going to really help them to understand the pieces better, especially those who haven't visited the exhibition yet.
Right, and there's also another interesting part that I would love for visitors to see in part 1. So before, women were usually depicted in artwork doing essentially nothing, as the curator put it. Maybe they're laughing or talking to each other, but that's about it. However, in the mid-20th century, women were started being depicted as professionals and actually doing something in artwork, like the famous painting by Yoon Tae.
Wow, now I really think that I'll have to visit this exhibition very soon, and I think our viewers will give our viewers a great chance and opportunity to learn about Korean modern and contemporary art as well.
Exactly, and I also have some great news for international visitors. These exhibitions are highly accessible and offer English brochures and audio guides. There are also English QR codes next to many of the artworks in the gallery, so scanning them will give you helpful background information to better understand and appreciate each piece.
And we appreciate your recommendations and your coverage today, Ye-young. See you next time.
Thank you, Ye-young.
Thank you for having me.
And now time for some K-entertainment news with Bella Kim. Bella, I know you're not that good with thrillers
Right.
and zombie movies, but one movie has caught your attention because it's been doing amazing since the get-go.
Yes, My Daughter is a Zombie has set a new opening day box office record for this year. According to the Korean Film Council, the new film, which was released this Wednesday, sold over 430,000 tickets on its first day, taking up 48.6% of the total box office. The tally surpassed this year's previous record held by Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, which opened with about 423,000 ticket sales. Now, as of Thursday, My Daughter is a Zombie surpassed 700,000 now tickets, and it still stands at number 1 in the box office. So we'll see how it goes after the weekend in the box office as well. And this film is based on a webtoon. The film centers on Jung Hwan, a zookeeper who applies his animal taming skills to his daughter, Sua, who has turned into a zombie to protect her from zombie hunters. The film stars 조정석, 최유리, 이정은, and Yoon Kyung-ho. And I know I'm not good with zombie movies, but I think I'll be able to watch this, and maybe I'll catch it this weekend.
I mean, because this is actually categorized as a comedy movie,
Right.
we're going to see like funny zombies probably, so something to laugh about even for
Definitely.
you, Bella. And especially, I mean, Jo Jung-seok, it's always fun to watch Jo Jung-seok's comedies like Exit and Pilot.
Right.
But let's move over to another film. Now, this is a different genre, and this movie has not been released yet, right?
Yes. Two big names in the film industry, actor Lee Byung-hun and director Park Chan-wook, teamed up for the upcoming film No Other Choice. The film tells the story of Man-soo, an office worker who was satisfied with his life until he suddenly got laid off. So to protect his wife and 2 children and to save the home he worked hard to acquire, Man-soo prepares for his own battle to re-enter the workforce as well. Now, director Park has proven his global reputation with 4 Cannes competition entries and 3 major awards, and now he returns to the screen after a gap of 3 years. No Other Choice is gaining global attention even before its release, as it has officially been selected in the institutional sector for this year's Venice International Film Festival. Along with Lee Byung-hun, actress Son Ye-jin will also star in the film as Man-soo's wife, Miri. She returns to the screen after a break of 7 years. No Other Choice is set to be released in theaters in September.
Well, very excited to see these actors' chemistry. And Lee
Right.
Byung-hun, he's so busy these days. But Bella, we're going to end with today's K-Enter with a festival that's going to kick off this weekend.
That's right. The 2025 Pentaport Rock Festival will kick off today. That's Friday, Korea time, at the Songdo Moonlight Festival Park in Incheon. The Incheon Pentaport Rock Festival is one of the major music festivals here in Korea. This year, the festival is celebrating its 20th anniversary with a dynamic lineup of 58 international and domestic artists. The headliners include the Britpop legends Pulp, alternative rock icon Beck, and also Japanese rock band Asian Kung Fu Generation. Now, Korean artists will also perform at this festival, including Jaorim, Krangknot, and QWER. The 2025 Pentaport Rock Festival will run throughout this weekend from Friday to Sunday.
Rock festivals are always perfect to enjoy in summer, and
Right.
especially as it's the 20th anniversary, I think it's going to be huge this year.
Definitely.
Well, thank you very much for those updates, Bella.
Yes, I'll stick around.
And now let's move over to our AI anchor, Adi. Adi, what do you have for us today?
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. Former NH Corporation CEO Choi Hyung has taken office as Korea's new culture minister. With extensive experience in journalism, online platforms, and travel tech entrepreneurship, Choi becomes the first private sector expert to lead the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism. At his inauguration ceremony on Thursday, Choi pledged to usher in an era where the K-culture market will reach 300 trillion won, or around $215 billion in value, by driving a second leap in Korea's content industry. He vowed to boost K-content growth through expanded policy financing, tax incentives, and innovation in cultural technology, especially through the use of AI. He also promised to transform Korea into a major tourism hub, with a goal of attracting 30 million international visitors. More than 8.8 million foreign tourists visited Korea in the first half of this year, marking a 15% increase from the same period last year. The figure represents around 105% of the 2019 level before the COVID-19 pandemic. According to the Korea Tourism Organization, Chinese tourists accounted for the largest share, with over 2.5 million visitors, followed by those from Japan, Taiwan, and the United States. The Ulleungdo Squid Festival, a signature summer event representing Ulleungdo Island in Gyeongsangbuk-do Province, will be held from Monday to Wednesday next week. This year's festivities will be held across the entire island, centering on Jadong, Cheonbu, and Namyang ports. The program focuses on immersive experiences that combine Ulleungdo Island's traditional culture with its unique maritime heritage. Highlights include bare-hand squid catching, scenic walks along the Haedamgil Trail, squid dish tastings, and a market featuring local specialties. A variety of live performances and an electronic music party are also planned, with a drone light show and large-scale fireworks set to light up the island's night sky. That's all from me. Stay tuned to the Culture Wave.
Here's a note to Arirang TV viewers. We are conducting a survey for our programs, including the Culture Wave, to meet our viewers' expectations. Please visit us at www.arirang.com or on the mobile app Arirang TV to give us your valuable feedback. You also have a chance to win some Bluetooth earbuds and K-pop merch. The Korean original musical Maybe Happy Ending, which made its debut on Broadway last year and this year won 6 Tony Awards, has raised the global recognition of Korean musicals. Following that, this summer, a number of other Korean original productions are notable in the musical scene. Let's talk about those with culture critic Professor Tiwan at Kyunghee University, who is back in the studio with us. So welcome back, Professor T.
Hello, Professor.
Hello, good afternoon.
So we do talk about Korean original musicals a lot, especially ever since the achievement of Maybe Happy Ending.
Right.
But what actually are original musicals?
Right, the term a bit confusing to use. Actually, precisely, original musical means a theatrical works where the music, story, and the lyrics are created especially for a particular show, so without being adapted from any pre-existing materials like a book or film, play, or webtoon. So these musicals are entirely new creations, so not based on any prior work. For instance, Maybe Happy Ending is an original musical, but Wicked is not, as it is based on the book of the same name. But in the Korean theatrical community, though, Korean original musical refers to the works created and premiered in Korea, as opposed to the locally licensed production of foreign musicals. So as in other industry, the term Korean original work doesn't necessarily refer to the work created by only Korean creators, but is rather referred to work created in Korea and produced by Korean producers. However, The Great Gatsby, running on Broadway in New York right now, and was produced by Korean producer Shin Chun-soo, would be a new example of a Korean original musical. Actually, its touring production opens in Seoul tonight. So, and we might consider how to categorize it, either international tour production or Korean original production. So I believe that the definition of Korean original musical will gradually change as the industrial environment changes.
It's really not as simple as I thought.
So we briefly know what original musicals are now. My question is, which Korean original musicals are getting positive responses these days?
These days, right. The musical Frida, the last night show, opened in June and continues to perform. And Marie Curie and the Showman opens its new season in July, bringing large audiences to the theater despite of this hot weather. And Frida tells the story of the real life of renowned Mexican artist Frida Kahlo, while Marie Curie highlights the life of the great scientist who discovered the radioactivity. The musical Showman tells the story of an actor who has spent all his life acting as a body double for others, only to find himself acting as a dictator. Through the story of an old man looking back on his past, the work raises questions about the true meaning of the life of and identity.
If I'm correct, Professor Ji, these are all revivals, right? Some productions or works that have already proven successful. So do you see any commonalities between these revivals of these original works?
Right, they are all returning productions. So Marie Curie premiered at Chungmu Art Center in 2020, and Frida and The Showman both are premiered in 2022. So Marie Curie and Frida both delivered female-centered narratives, and they were enhanced through years of development as well. Also, all three works carry messages of self-identities and courage and hope, and it's like life stories, so allowing the audiences to deeply reflect on someone's life and sympathy with them.
So it looks like we're seeing consistently original works that are based on real-life characters, prominent women figures, and as we see in the case of Marie Curie and Frida, works that reinterpret foreign women in the perspective of Korea. So what do you see behind this trend?
Yeah, but of course there are some musicals about the story about the Korean female figures as well, but I think that it was after the mid-2010s, so you probably remember the Me Too movement during those period of time. So many female-centered musicals began to be created, and this trend is not limited to Korea. So for instance, Six, that is the West End musical, and that is the female-centered musical as well. So however, it is true that female-centered musicals are especially gaining popularity with a great sympathy here in Korea. So since the majority of Korean theater, especially musical audiences, are young women, so in particular there are many works that deliver the real-life stories of famous figures that I think the reason musicals deal with, especially with the famous foreign women or famous foreign figures, is because they have more advantages in marketing, in terms of marketing and branding.
So we're talking about Marie Curie and Frida right now. Marie Curie has been staged in London, as you said, West End, and there's actually a talk about Frida being showcased abroad as well. So I want to ask you, what's the most important aspect of original musical to be successful abroad?
As with any other work, if they want to achieve long-term success overseas, it is important to rearrange the work, because it is created for domestic audiences in the first place. So they have to suit their work to the overseas market. As previously mentioned, the audiences here is prominently young and female, but the audiences in the US or the UK are much more diverse. So furthermore, the elements that audiences related to in the theatrical works differ from those of Korean audiences as well. So especially when dealing with the lives of the famous figures, as we just mentioned, I think that it's also crucial to consider the local perspectives and understandings of those individuals as well.
And moving on, Professor Ji, in the past, there was a bigger focus on licensed musicals from abroad, but now we're seeing more and more Korean productions, like it starts from the story to the composition, the lyrics. So why are we seeing this trend of more and more really Korean-made Korean original musicals?
I think emotional connection to the audience, to the local audiences, is a great appeal of Korean original musicals. So compared to the musicals created overseas, works created by Korean creators have a strong emotional appeal to the Korean audiences in terms of theme and story. Even when telling the stories of famous foreign figures, as we just mentioned, the perspectives is different. So the perspectives that reflects the points of empathy that the Korean audiences share.
Interesting.
Yes, and now I want to talk about the music of these original
yes.
musicals as well, because obviously that's very important. As the variety of materials kind of show increase, the colors of music itself varies as well. So what do you think are the prominent trends or characteristics in the music of original musicals?
Korean original musicals utilize various popular music genres such as pop and rock and jazz and gain more popularity among young audiences. I think the market is very different from any other market. So here in Korea, it's like the younger audiences have very energetic. So they are very energetic and their reactions are very, very like powerful to the stage. So some musicals like 서편제 and 스웨게이지 외쳐조선 combines especially traditional Korean music and modern pop music, so which is very unique characteristic and also appeal to the Korean musical as well. So, and because musical number is not just a score, they deliver the story. So Korean original musical effectively convey the emotional changes of characters and the development of a story through the music. So I think that is another strength.
And last but not least, Professor Ji, do you think that there are chances that we will have another big success, like maybe happy ending on the global stage?
Yes, of course I do. Of course, I believe there are more chances for the Korean musicals on the global stage. However, when Korean musicals, many producers plan to enter to the overseas market, I don't think their goal would be to win another Tony Awards or Olivier Awards, because the awards aren't necessarily the measure of success. So there are several Korean musicals that are striving for the overseas market right now, including Marie Curie, Red Book, and Swag-Age. So I hope that more Korean original musicals can succeed in overseas market through smart localization strategies.
Well, it's really great that we celebrate the big success of maybe Happy Ending with the Tony Awards, but it's really important that whenever we have these kinds of successes, we should not only focus on that production, but really look at the other Korean works in that industry. I think that goes with all of the sectors of the K sectors, not only musicals, for instance, also in literature. We had the success of Hangang, the author. Then it's great to have people looking at other Korean literature. And I think that's going to also happen with musicals and also the productions we're looking forward to in the near future. And we're also looking forward to you coming in next time again. Thank you for your insights today, Professor Ji.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, Bella, as always. We're going to see you back next week and have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave. Have a pleasant weekend, everyone, and we'll be back next week, Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. Korea time.
그날은 역사 속 사건이 아니다. 두려움 앞에 멈추지 않는 태도이며 포기하지 않고 나아가려는 마음이다. 그것이 지금 우리의 자세이고 모두가 기억해야 할 광복이다. 두려움에 맞서는 포기하지 않는 용기. 광복 80년. 과거가 아닌 내일을 여는 희망찬 시작. 빛나는 발걸음. 새로운 길. 광복 80년.
Attention fans around the world, the final episode, Simply K-pop Gateway to Korea for the year will begin. Coming in strong with a powerful performance and hip charms that'll pull you right in. Ensign. The energy of the youth melted wistfully into the stage. 아홉. The time to fall into the fantastic melody that'll raise your happiness level. Purple Kiss. song that'll cool you down like a Christmas present. In this middle of summer, close your eyes. Get ready for these exciting stages this week on Simply K-Pop Gateway to Korea. Make sure to join us. Don't miss